Hi everybody, my name is Vegan. I'm the lady who's selling teddy bears and glove monsters and hearts and other bits and bobs on the internet. I'm not going to tell you where I sell them because if you're really interested in my story you'll find me somehow. But I felt it's really important to tell you maybe why I do it and what I get out of it, and yeah, and hopefully it'll inspire other people too. So I've checked on the internet this morning and it's Mental Health Awareness Month in May this year. This year it falls into May. And I quite I'm involved with mental health because I'm a counsellor and I have been for the past 20 years, and obviously I'm quite interested in the subject, but I've kind of been touched by it myself because about 2.5, 3 years ago I stepped out of the shower and I couldn't hear on my left ear properly. Anyway, after toing and froing, was a condition I should have had medical care much earlier than I realised. I didn't take it serious enough because I didn't know what it was. As a result of that, I lost my hearing on my left side, and well, not totally, it's about 60%, but I have on top of it really bad tinnitus on that side, and normally it wouldn't kind of bother me that much, but as a counsellor, when your main tool is your ears to listen to people, it makes listening very hard anyway. So I have got now a nice hearing aid, and that helps obviously. I'm not really too proud wearing it, but sort of I came kind of to terms with I have to accept this condition. After that, and actually what helped me was running. I used to run with my husband 3-4 times a week, 5 kilometers each time, and it really was exhilarating. It took all my stress away. It was a good stress relief, as most of you will know. It's really helpful for that sort of thing. And one day I had pains and it wouldn't go away, so after seeking some advice I was told to stop running because I have osteoarthritis in both my hips. Only mild, but you know, if I continued running, it would really escalate very quickly, so I had to stop running. And I'm now an avid walker. I walk 5-6 times a week with a walking buddy who's a very nice lady locally. So why am I doing this? So I, as a counsellor, often, very often, tell my clients, well, try and tap into your creative side because it's a good sort of balancing out kind of thing. And so I decided to do what I tell my clients to do, and I initially started sewing like crazy. I've only got 3 because they keep selling out so quickly, so this is sort of like 3 little hearts I made. This one is the latest one. It's a Valentine's themed heart with pretty flowers and hearts and stuff. So they gave me great pleasure, and I did loads and loads of them, dozens and dozens, gave them away as gifts and ran out of people to give them to, really. And they were just accumulating in a big box, and then my daughter said one day, "Mum, you should sell them, they're really lovely, and you know, don't let them go to waste." So she set me up an internet shop, as I said. I'm not going to tell you which one, but she set me that up and nothing sold. So in the meantime, when I got bored making hearts, I started making these, all these, and that actually really made me think, okay, yeah, actually no, what happened was in December a friend of mine asked me to share a stall at a Christmas fair. She said, well, I'll sell Christmas stuff, you sell your stuff. So I tried and I sold nothing. Nobody was interested in my stuff. A friend of mine came and bought stuff, but that's about it. And on the second day, after the first day nothing happened, the second day I texted my son, who's very prolific on the internet, and said, Martin, I'm so bored. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm sat here trying to sell stuff and nobody cares about the effort I put in and the time it takes to make these little things and the pleasure they would get out of it. Anyway, so he tweeted, and it sort of kind of really took the internet's interest somehow. And as a result of that, I'm selling a lot of this stuff, well, worldwide really, mainly to America, lots in England, in Wales, Scotland. I've sold stuff to Switzerland, Finland, Denmark, Hawaii, Canada, Brazil, Malta, etc., etc. I've got people interested in Australia and New Zealand and Singapore. So I'm knitting away and sewing away, and even that gets kind of a bit monotonous, so I started making these little glove monsters. And so I want to, well, what then I decided to do is I really felt that they deserve a bit more than just be made and sold, so I make up stories about them. So let me introduce you now, finally after the story, to some of my little creations. So, hi, I'm back. Sorry, typical of me, I don't understand the technology that good. So anyway, I shall introduce you now to some of my friends. So this is Edna, as I said. Now Edna is a massive Leonard Cohen fan, and she was absolutely gutted when he died, because for her, he symbolized a lot of teenage angst years that he helped her through. And she loves his songs, she knows all the words, she collects his books and his poems, etc., etc. So, and of course some of his poems, as you know, they may not be that clean, but then this is not a teddy bear for children. None of the teddy bears are for children. They are all really there for grown-ups, because again, to do with mental health, I think a lot of grown-ups forget how to play. Hence I've introduced these teddies to bring a little bit of that playfulness back into your lives, please. Now Claudia, what can I say about Claudia? She actually has a really high-powered job. She's a high-flying lady, very successful businesswoman. But you know, she came home last night really stressed, jumped in the shower, cut her leg, like so many of us do. Yeah, come on girls, how many of us have done that? Anyway, she went and got some massive plaster from her first aid box, and as she was sticking it on, she thought, got a nice glass of wine waiting for me. So it's okay. Now, little Robbie here, Scottish little one, like Robbie the poet in Scotland, he is also a poet. He loves writing poetry, and he's quite a softie really, but he also is really quite partial to his sausages, and he nipped to the shops yesterday and bought some toilet paper while he was at it as well. Anyway, so then this is Abigail. Abigail is a home bird. She loves making lentil and carrot soup. That's her speciality. She loves making all sorts of dinners and soups. Anyway, she loves cooking, and her family love her for it. Now Matilda is a local florist, and she doesn't just do any old flowers. She actually makes bespoke flower arrangements. You know, when you buy flowers from her, you get an amazing bunch. And this is Nathan. Now Nathan owns the local hardware shop. Nathan is fantastic because he sells things that you can't get at B&Q and Mix and all that. Those little things, like those little suckers for the bathroom, you know, rather than peel off, they actually are suckers properly, you know. I know it sounds daft, but these things are important. Now let me introduce you to some of my glove monsters. Now this is Cuthbert, the head of the house, that loves going fishing. Nagged his wife for ages to buy him long johns ready for the winter, and guess what she did? She didn't buy any. So he can't go fishing this weekend because look at the weather, it's rubbish. So he's staying at home. He's going to be grumpy this weekend, but there we go. So who else have I got? I have Mindful Sophie. Sophie loves mindfulness, everything about mindfulness, mindful walks, mindful eating. Although I have to say, mindful eating is a pain because it takes her forever getting her dinner down. Olivia. biggest sister of the family, Olivia, loves making a good impression, but always with another motive. You know, she wants to earn brownie points. But having said that, she's an excellent baker, and she made her younger sister a birthday cake in the shape of a spoon. It'll be revealed just a moment. Now, she is fantastic at baking, so she's made a very nice birthday cake. For Beatrice, who turned 16 last week. Now, Beatrice is, I know it sounds daft for a 16-year-old, but she sees the potential for the future. She collects antique spoons, and her mum, as part of her birthday presents, gave her a book on antique spoons. She's delighted with them. Now, this is Annabelle. Annabelle is the biscuit monster. You know, she actually loves any form of biscuits, particularly Jaffa cakes. She loves the orangey taste of it. So she loves any biscuit and eats them constantly. And then we have Baby Joy. Now, Baby Joy is just being potty trained, and, you know, still has pull-ups at night, obviously, but, you know, we're getting there, aren't we? So there you go. Hi again. I'm sorry, I forgot about Gwen. I just have to tell you about Gwen. She's looking on the market, Zoopla, Rightmove, etc., to see if she can find a house nearer to her that is much smaller, because most of her kids have moved out now and she's ready to downsize. Yes, so Gwen is looking on the internet, but also she's wondering whether she should maybe move abroad somewhere sunny and warm and escape this horrible winter weather. So you watch this space, okay? Who knows what's going to happen?